Namaskara, welcome back viewers to Ramayana, the Universal Compass. Today we unpack the 34th chapter of Ayodhya Kanda. The chapter opens with Prince Rama approaching the inner chambers. Valmiki describes him as Kamalat Patra Lochana, the lotus-eyed one whose dark noble countenance Shyamo reflects the absolute serene transcendence of Mahavishnu. When Sumantra steps inside, the mighty emperor of Kosala was looking like the sun hidden during a dark solar eclipse. Uparaktam Vivadityam. He resembled a dying fire buried completely under a thick heap of cold ash. He was like a vast reservoir completely drained of its life-giving water. Tatakamiva nistoyam. As Rama enters alongside Seetha and Lakshmana, the old king tries to rush across the vast hall to passionately embrace his eldest son one last time. But the psychological trauma is too heavy for his aging body. Dasharatha's specific agony here closely mirrors the heavy, waterlogged despair of King Alonso in Shakespeare's The Tempest. Alonso spends the majority of the play paralyzed by the agonizing belief that his beloved son Ferdinand has been tragically swallowed by the ocean waves, a catastrophe Alonso knows was set in motion by his own past political misdeeds and compromises. Here again, we must look to the ancient masters of Greek tragedy, specifically Euripides in Iphigenia in Aulis. Here, King Agamemnon finds himself trapped in a horrific political and theological vice. He has sworn a solemn oath to lead the Greek army, but the gods demand the sacrifice of his innocent, deeply loved daughter, Iphigenia, before the winds will blow. Even the playwright Bhasa in his work Pratima Nataka isolates this very moment to showcase the explosive breaking point of a man caught between the immovable rock of Satya, truth, and the unstoppable force of Preeti, paternal love. In his utter desperation after being revived, Dasharatha begs Rama to stage a palace coup. He whispers, "Imprison me, stage a rebellion, override my authority, and take the throne of Ayodhya yourself." But Rama, the master of righteous speech, Vakya Kovidaha, firmly rejects the offer. He chooses the absolute preservation of his father's integrity over the grandest empire. This interaction serves as an incredibly sharp lesson to our contemporary social order. In modern society, we operate heavily within rigid institutional frameworks, legal contracts, and bureaucratic systems. Dasharatha represents the modern individual caught in a systemic trap of their own making, bound by a historical contract signed in a completely different context, which now ruthlessly demands the sacrifice of human well being. Secondly, Rama's dialogues provides the ultimate antidote to hypermaterial ambition. In a modern world driven by the relentless, aggressive accumulation of status, wealth, and corporate power, Rama's radical renunciation stands as a monument to higher moral values. As the chapter closes, the entire palace is overcast with heavy sobs and sorrowful vibrations. Sumantra himself loses control and collapses, leaving the court drowned in a literal sea of tears, save for the cold, unmoving heart of Kaikeyi. The king's word remains unsullied, and the journey into the wilderness begins. Thank you for joining us on the Soul Manthan. Share your insights on this universal tragedy in the comments below, and please like, share, and subscribe to help us keep navigating the universal compass